Universal Design for Learning, or UDL, is the idea of designing academic instruction to be flexible and accessible to all students within the classroom. The three major brain networks that influence UDL principles include recognition, strategic, and affective. The what, how, and why of learning. The three principles of UDL are representation, action and expression, and engagement. These principles enable teachers to design instruction to meet the needs of all students. We know not all students are the same, and furthermore, they do not learn the same. Imagine a roadmap with twisting roads that turn every which way, but all end up at the same place. This is the learning goal, and it is the same for all students. What changes is how each student gets there. Some roads are closed, blocked, or not there at all. There are also other more creative paths for students to reach the learning goal. 4 types of learning are as follows: visual, auditory, tactile, and kinesthetic. Learning goals and content objectives need to provide support for all types of learning. By changing parameters, teachers can create or eliminate barriers. By broadening the options for students to explore and demonstrate, then in turn engagement is created, and assessment data will show what content knowledge was learned, because the overall goal is to reach the learning goal, and allowing different pathways to that destination will allow more students to reach it successfully. How can this be used in the classroom? Think in multiples. How can I teach the same thing in multiple ways? Start with a learning objective. Students will read from their textbook about the plants and how they grow. Then students will write a 3-paragraph summary of their findings. Then ask these questions. What are my goals? What is it I want my students to do, know, and care about? What are some barriers that will stop my diverse students from achieving the learning goal? The goal is for students to learn how plants grow. I want students to research plants and to know how plants grow and to care about why plants are important. With this in mind, we can identify barriers and then create solutions. Some identifiable barriers include limited resources for students to access, an assessment that students with reading and writing disabilities cannot complete to the accuracy of their knowledge. And this kind of instruction only addresses tactile learners and disregards kinesthetic, visual, and auditory learners. The learning goal will remain the same, but we are going to change the content objectives. Instead, we are going to create the learning and content objectives as follows. Students will research plants and how they grow using textbooks, paper cutouts of plants that can be put together, and Chromebooks with video, picture, and audio resources. And then students will present their findings orally, or by drawing a diagram, or by writing a 3-paragraph summary of their findings and sharing with the class.